let me get a feel for who you all are. I'm a carnivore. My genetic makeup is that I eat meat, and I also eat grain, and I also eat organic produce and herbs and such. How many of you are also carnivores? Oh, okay. How many of you are familiar with Carnivore's Dilemma? Michael Pollan? You're correct. Of course. Okay, why sustainable and healthy eating? Well, the fact of the matter is, when we eat sustainably, we're also eating more healthy. It is important that we preserve our natural resources for future generations. That's the definition of sustainability. A world preserved for future generations is cognizant of how we use our water, how we use our resources, and how we manage our waste, and how we basically protect the earth around us. Important to that is the energy we use. Agriculture in the U.S. has the highest use of energy per acre of any agricultural activity in any country in the world. We are dynamic, using the negative sense of the word, in the use of energy. Corn, in part, the way we grow it, is a terrible source for bioethanol. Why? Because we put so much energy in growing that corn. You compare that with sugarcane in Brazil, where they grow sugarcane with low energy techniques, and you get an 80% return on your investment in terms of energy. Here in the U.S., we probably use, based upon the best studies, about 20 to 25% energy deficit in using corn for bioethanol. How many of you all enjoy drinking naturally? How many of you enjoy sugar water? A few. You know, we didn't evolve drinking sugar water. What is the primary source of sugar in all of our American beverages? Corn syrup. High fructose corn syrup. 85% of the products that we eat that are available in our food system contain some amount of corn. And that use of energy and how we grow corn and how we utilize corn and the fact that that corn is genetically modified, which we'll talk a little bit more in a moment, is symptomatic of what's wrong with American agriculture. The fact that we had a hurricane here and we had to bring in food from outside of Houston is a crime, because Houston used to be the export capital of the country. We exported more produce and more meat and more agricultural goods to the rest of the country and the rest of the world than any port in the U.S. at one point in time. You literally couldn't drive more than about 15 miles without some sort of food manufacturing operation in the Greater Houston area. We had over 350 meat process facilities. Now we have about 25. Over 350 in the 1950s. And the fact that we had so many meat process facilities meant that the animals came from pastures and they were processed, and we had healthy meat. Today, you don't eat red meat. It's not healthy. Why? Because it's raised in confined feeding operations, otherwise called feedlots, fed GMO corn from an agricultural system that's subsidized with our tax dollars and destroying our agricultural land in the process. But it is a great time to be alive because the world is waking up to it. The carbon footprint, anybody know what a carbon footprint is? Yeah, almost everybody. Carbon footprint is basically the amount of carbon dioxide or equivalent that is associated with an activity. And so it's a measure of not only energy use, but the kind of energy we use in our activities. Local, small family farming is the most efficient way of growing and raising the foods that we eat. It is true throughout the world. The United Nations have done studies. They've done comparative analysis of organic growing techniques in Europe and Africa and Australia and undoubtedly in China as well. And when we eat healthy, we eat sustainably. And we can taste the difference. There's nothing like a freshly picked ear of corn, and you bite into it, that you just pulled out of the field. The sweetness is there naturally. You don't have to, quote, buy this hybrid sweet corn and enjoy a good ear of corn. And all the produce, well, I'm sure we'll talk about that. The general rule I talked about, and it varies depending upon the type of produce or health. But within a week or so, you're going to lose a third of the nutrient value of your food. And how old is the produce that we find in stores when we go there and buy fresh? It's already we go. It's been picked, it's been gassed, it's been maintained at moist conditions to give an appearance of freshness. You can actually get a PhD today in how to maintain the fresh appearance of produce.
Even organic?
Pardon?
Even organic? That's the organic produce
Or
with
even
gas
organic.
and all that?
So we have a huge organic big business going today. And the fact that we have huge recalls of spinach reflects some of the problems in big business organic growing. And it's not any different than any type of agricultural activity that's basically a monoculture activity, high energy use, and not truly compatible with the earth. So, our medical costs for the last 30 years have quadrupled in the U.S. We're spending now $4 trillion on medical costs and $1 trillion on food. Let me repeat that. We're spending about $4 trillion now on medical costs and $1 trillion on food. Just doubling the cost of food and eating healthy would tremendously reduce, cut in half our medical costs. It's just a real simple message. It's a simple message to help people understand the difference in terms of eating healthy and the cost of eating healthy. But the fact of the matter is, if you go to the store and you're selective about what you buy, and you're preferentially buying raw materials, minimally processed materials, and not the junk food, not the highly processed food, not the sugar water, not the salt snacks, not the high sugar snacks, you will find that you can reduce how much you spend and eat healthy. So the primary objection to eating healthy you find in the general public is that it costs too much. Because they've already got the message. The paradigm shift has taken place. It's a great time to be alive. I'll say that. It's a great time to be alive. Okay, go ahead. We've seen a rapid increase of cancer, heart ailments, diabetes. A quarter of Americans will have diabetes by the time they turn 25. Let me repeat that. A quarter of Americans are having diabetes by the time they turn 25. It's because we consume so much sugar. Our pancreas was wonderful human body that we have. We could produce that insulin to help us control our blood sugar. But we never evolved to manage the amount of sugar we put into our systems. And when we tax our body beyond its ability to respond by eating processed, refined flours, all these sugar products, it's not surprising that we don't like it. Simple way of solving the problem: get rid of the amount of excess sugar in our diets. Various studies suggest these increase in ailments is related to how we eat. To some extent, indoor air exposure, because the consumer products we buy create indoor air concentrations that approximate about 10 times the concentration in our house of key carcinogens as we find outdoors in East Houston. Let me repeat that. Key carcinogens are 10 times more concentrated in our homes on average than in East Houston. It's because of the cleaning products we buy. And most of those cleaning products are associated with clean air kitchens. The transformation of the food and consumer industry between 1960 and 1999 revolutionized how we eat, created the so-called American diet, and we're seeing the effect in Japan and China as the American diet invades their country. We're seeing the same incidence increases of cancer, diabetes, blood ailments, and heart disease. But, eating sustainably will take us back to where we were in the 1950s. Next slide. So sustainable healthy eating, growing and raising food for human consumption while preserving the earth for future generations. If we knew what it was we were doing, it would not be called research, would it? We have been experimenting with our bodies and with the earth and how we have been doing our agricultural activities for the last 30, 50 years now. Modern food industry is about applying science and technology to mitigate, but not prevent ill health. So what are we doing? We're cramming all these nutrients, vitamin C, vitamin D, antioxidants into sugar water and calling it healthy. Now, the right way is to prevent ailments by returning to a healthy diet. The future ain't what it used to be when we married. Our future is right here and now. Our future is in our own hands. That's what my father told me. You have so much power and so much influence. Every day, you vote with your dollars and affect what the food industry produces. Every day, you interact with anywhere from half a dozen to 60 or more, and maybe even 100 people, and you touch them in some way. Every day, your smile and optimism can make a difference. So congratulations to being Bioneers. Next slide. I'm going to just cover a few high points. Omega-3 is naturally high in pasture-raised meats. You have a fourth to an eighth of the saturated fat in pasture-raised meats. You have 14 times the omega-3 in pasture chicken eggs, as in most eggs you buy in the store. In fact, the amount of omega-3 is about twice the amount of omega-3 in the so-called flax-fed high omega-3 eggs in the store. The bought eggs tend to be 3 to 4 weeks old. Already have exhausted half of their life. Pasture-raised chicken eggs will have a third to 2/3 less cholesterol than the great eggs you buy in the store. How many know what free range legally defined is?
If it means
Yeah, so free range means being able to live outside. Actually, the legal definition is allowed access to outside. And so, Eggland's Best, the largest distributor of eggs in the U.S., won a marketing award in 2006 for doubling their sales revenue without significantly increasing the number of eggs they sold. How did they do it? They influenced regulations, influenced the legal definitions. They started feeding organic feed in these big chicken houses. There's a great study from the University of Michigan for Eggland's Best. I found it on the internet. They were touting that they almost doubled the amount of time chickens spend in these breezeways between these big, huge chicken houses. Isn't that great? We've got a way to double it from about 3.5% to 7%. That's not what we call free range. Okay. Definition of fresh. We're going to go next slide. Mixed messages in the marketplace. What's the definition of fresh? Anybody?
Probably has no definition.
Well, there is a legal definition in the U.S. It is never cooked or processed or frozen. Hard frozen. Okay, what does that mean?
Wait a minute, that could mean something that's left out in the sun for some time too.
Yeah, it could be wilted and you could sell them in the produce market and call it fresh. That means you can take chickens raised in China and beef raised in Chile that's been shipped across the oceans with all that energy consumption that has been kept at a temperature of no less than 29 degrees. Let me repeat that. Kept frozen at no less than 29 degrees, thawed and thawed fresh. Even the chickens in the U.S. are shipped frozen and thawed and sold as fresh.
But didn't you just say that the definition of fresh meant that they couldn't be frozen?
No, he said 29
The word I used was hard frozen.
Hard frozen. So
Yes.
hard frozen,
It's
by their
below
definition, it's
29
below 29
degrees.
degrees.
So, is that what we think is fresh? Is that what the American public thinks is fresh? Okay. How about natural? This is a key word. We see the word natural more than any other word in the food industry today. What's the definition of natural? Well, that's what we like to believe to eat. Natural is minimally processed with no added ingredients. And I'll put a footnote there. That's already been redefined as what that means. What does that mean? It has nothing to do with how you raise it, has nothing to do with how you've grown it. All cheeses, other than the artificial cheeses, are natural. Chickens that you buy in the store can now be chilled in a salt brine broth from the bones that have been boiled after they debone the chickens to try to give the chicken more flavor and call it natural. It has nothing to do with whether they're pasture raised or not. So as Georgia used to love to say, fresh is fresh, natural is natural, and unfortunately, organic is not organic. Why? Because we have so many loopholes in the federal regulations. Organic beef is beef raised in feedlots in close confinements, fed organic corn, at least it's not GMO, and lots of vitamins, and a bacterial mesh. This unrefined antibiotics. And that so-called Organic beef isn't much different than the conventional beef. It's still not very healthy. Doesn't have the vitamins and antioxidants you find in truly pasture-raised meats. Now, grass-fed beef is the highest known source of CLA. You know what CLA means? Conjugated linoleic acid. It took 2 years to learn how to say it. A great anti-carcinogen. 5 to 6 times the vitamin E, 4 to 5 times the vitamin A. Healthy levels of omega-3. What's omega-3? I forgot to define that. You know? It's a fatty acid. It's a so-called healthy fatty acid because it tends to reduce cholesterol, it tends to help brain development, immune systems. Omega-6 is called the bad fatty acid because it's very high in breast and conventional meats. So let me just move on to a couple more slides. Next one. Next one. We are what we eat. We take apart whole foods, bleach it, remove the healthy attributes, mix it, repackage it, usually adding sugar and salt, synthetic flavorings to make it. Our taste buds that sought out salt and sweetness aid our survival of early humans. Now are used to promote our food. The complex sugars provide adequate sweetness. You take the salt out of your diet, initially you taste things and that's not very salty. But after a couple of weeks, your taste buds will change. You get used to lower salt. We can make a difference. Click a few more slides. We lost our heads along the way. We thought we were smarter than we are. Next. Go ahead. Go ahead. Except for the GMO. Do I have time to talk about GMO? No? Okay. Go ahead and go to the last one. That's critical to global warming. All of us working together, working really together, we can all enjoy Oprah. Thank you very much.